You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A suspended Hazleton police officer now faces charges for detonating an explosive device that rocked Klein Township. 31-year-old Liddell Hannon was charged with attempted homicide after allegedly setting off an explosive in front of a Center Street apartment building just before 5:30 the morning of December 21st. Troopers confirmed through video surveillance that Hannon was walking toward Harrison Jordan's home, carrying a bucket, then back toward his car with no bucket a short time later. The explosion could then be heard as Hannon drove away. Troopers also obtained a warrant and found GPS tracking devices, both inside and outside of Hannon's estranged wife's car, concluding that he'd been tracking the two of them. Hannon's currently facing 22 charges that include attempted homicide, assault, weapons of mass destruction, and stalking to cause fear. He's been suspended without pay from his position with the Hazleton City Police Department. Heating issues at the Hazleton Area High School have had students learning from home since Wednesday. Superintendent Brian Uplinger said the heating issues began after 2 expansion tanks failed in the heating system, which date back to when the school was built 31 years ago. The district purchased new tanks after receiving permission from the State Department of Education to expedite the bidding process, which were expected to arrive Monday night. Uplinger said that students will continue to study virtually at least through today, while workers test the heat after finishing repairs. A Hazle Township man's facing charges after biting hospital staff back on January 27th. State police were called to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, around 6:45 a.m. for a combative man who injured 2 hospital workers. 23-year-old Alexander Moyer, who police say was brought for mental health care, allegedly grew angry after being told to stay for further evaluations. Moyer then pulled away from a security guard who attempted to stop him from walking away from the doctor, causing the guard to fall and injure his knees, one of which he had just had stitches removed from. Police said a hospital tech saw the struggle and attempted to intervene, as did a travel nurse, who Moyer ended up biting on the thumb before being brought back to his room. Moyer faces felony aggravated assault and misdemeanor disorderly conduct for the incident. His bail was set at 10% of $25,000. Mask requirements at Luzerne County buildings will be lifted starting Wednesday. Acting County Manager Ramilda Crocomo announced that although wearing a mask is still highly recommended, it will no longer be required to enter county-owned buildings. Crocomo stated that county administration has taken a science and data-driven approach when implementing measures to curb the spread of COVID-19. The masking requirement was instituted back on August 3rd. County buildings reopened to the public on Monday, following 6 weeks of restricted public access due to a surge in COVID cases. And in related news, the Weatherly Area School Board voted to end its mask mandate at a special Monday meeting. School board members heard from both parents and a school nurse about wearing a mask in the classroom. The board then voted 5-4 in favor of ending the mask mandate. School district nurse Rebecca McFadden asked directors to keep check on COVID cases within the district for at least 2 weeks before making the change. She also added that the board should follow health and safety guidelines set by the CDC. The mandatory mask policy ends on February 22nd. However, students and staff must still wear a mask while on school buses. A Plymouth woman is accused of stealing money from a former employer. 35-year-old Christina Marie Yantorn admitted to police that she stole nearly $10,000 from daily deposits working as manager of the Westside Mall Dollar General store in Edwardsville. Yantorn said the thefts took place between January 1st and February 11th and claimed she was stealing the money in order to get out of an abusive relationship. She was charged with theft by deception and theft by failing to make required disposition of funds. She was arraigned and remains free on $5,000 unsecured bail. Road work started today along Interstate 81 north and southbound in both Lackawanna and Luzerne counties. Lane restrictions will be in place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on I-81 northbound from exit 185 through 186 for sign inspections, and exit 146 through exit 151A for bridge inspections. Bridge inspections involving the same exits will also continue into tomorrow and Thursday. PennDOT wants to remind motorists to always proceed with caution while driving through work zones. Motorists can also check on major roadway conditions by heading to 511pa.com or by downloading the mobile app. Law enforcement agencies and PennDOT are spreading the word about driver safety in preparation for Law Awareness Week. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has more.
PennDOT and the Pennsylvania State Police have teamed up to highlight driver safety laws. Fatal crashes rose nearly 10% back in 2021. The accidents were attributed to distracted driving as well as people not wearing seatbelts.
While we can't say for certain what's causing each and every fatalities and causing them to increase, I think we can all agree that safety on our roadways is everyone's responsibility.
Officials also say that while drunk driving has been on the decline, drug driving has risen.
Now that can be any form of drugs. That can be prescription medication. That can also be, of course, illegal or illicit drugs. Anything that causes that impairment. So when you're looking at that, look at your prescription bottle. Make sure what those warnings are, you're heeding those. If they say don't drive, take that to heart. Do not drive while on those medications.
Not only is driving impaired dangerous, it's also costly.
Penalties for driving impaired can include thousands of dollars in fines, up to 5 years in prison, and a license suspension. Troopers and local law enforcement officers are receiving additional enhanced training to detect and identify impaired drivers, including those drivers under the influence of drugs. They work very hard every day to keep our roadways safe and to get impaired drivers off the highways so that the rest of us and our families can safely get to their destinations.
Law enforcement agencies also urge drivers to buckle up when you're behind the wheel.
So we ask that you do your part. So help reduce those unrestrained fatalities by buckling up every trip, every time, whether you're the driver or the passenger, and make sure that everybody in your vehicle is also restrained. Seatbelts save lives.
Speeding is also a contributing factor to accidents. Pennsylvania's law on speed restrictions requires motorists to drive at reasonable speeds for the current conditions.
Enforcing speed limits is one of the most common tasks of our troopers that they do every day. While this may be a routine enforcement effort for Pennsylvania State Police, the importance should not be understated. This is especially important in Pennsylvania's work zones, school zones, and our designated highway safety corridors. As you approach one of these special enforcement areas, please be mindful and reduce your speed. Being a responsible driver, you may save a life.
The director of Penn State Health Lifeline Services said that Lifeline was called to over 1,900 crashes in Pennsylvania in 2021. Many of those accidents involve traumatic injuries.
Every day, our over 450 first responders, including EMTs, paramedics, flight nurses, physicians, and pilots, observe how lives can be changed or ended in an instant because of motor vehicle crashes.
Officials encourage drivers to slow down, buckle up, never drive impaired, and pay attention while out on the roadways. Pennsylvania's Highway Safety Law Awareness Week runs from February 20th to the 26th. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up on WYLN News, kindergarten registration is open at the Hazleton Area School District. Plus, Sunny Day Camp is back. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Bar Bush Automotive. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Bar Bush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Call 570-454-7571.
Tabla Supply, here to supply you with over 25 years of home improvement industry experience. Call 570-500-1351. Check out their showroom at 325 West Walnut Street in Hazleton or tablesupply.com for all your business and home improvement or special project needs.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
At 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
kindergarten registration for the 2022-23 school year is now open at the Hazleton Area School District. Students must be 5 years old before September 1st, and all applications must be submitted online. Parents or legal guardians must complete the 6-step online registration process listed on the HASD webpage, and all required documents must be scanned into the application. A new kindergarten registration information help center is also available at the Hazleton Area Career Center by appointment only from 4 to 6 p.m. on February 22nd and 24th and on March 1st and 3rd. So you can call 570-459-3221 extension 3000 for an appointment time. PSP Troop N's Sunny Day Camp will be making its COVID comeback this spring. Registration for the 2022 Troop N Sunny Day Camp Cadet program is now open. The camp provides a free, fun-filled, and interactive day with law enforcement for individuals with special needs and their immediate families. So, any child or adult ages 8 and up with special needs, a disability, or a Special Olympic participant can register. The Troop N Sunny Day Camp will be held rain or shine on Saturday, May 7th at the Pocono Raceway from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., where lunch and snacks will be provided. Registration will be accepted through April 8th, so visit sunnydaycamp.org or troopncampcadet.com for all the details. Coming up on Ringtown's News Choice, we talk winter crashes on this Trooper Talk Tuesday. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 2. Stay with us.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Careful, your regular old can opener leaves razor-sharp edges.
Ouch!
You need the new Safety Can Express. Now you can pop the top off and leave perfectly smooth edges on the lid and the can. Other openers use blades to cut through the lid, leaving razor-sharp edges. Safety Can Express actually unseals the lid from the side, leaving smooth, safe edges. Safety Can works on broken pop-top cans, dented cans, big heavy cans, small odd-shaped cans too. No more sharp steel when Safety Can breaks the seal. Call and get the new Safety Can Express for just $29.99. This offer is not available on Amazon, But wait, call today and you can double your order. Just pay separate fee. We will even ship it right to your door, absolutely free. Call now.
Call 1-800-317-2137 or visit safetycanexpress.com. So call 1-800-317-2137 now.
Moore & Associates, accountants and advisors located at 751 North Church Street in Hazleton. Contact them for all your individual and business tax and accounting needs. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Paula Dagnan. With me, Trooper Anthony Petrosky from the Pennsylvania State Police at Hazleton. And today, I hate this. I just hate the thought of winter and accidents, but you have to go out and be at the scene of an accident.
Yes.
That's awful.
And you know what? Our troopers go to crashes every single day. Whether it's 90 degrees out and sunny or 10 degrees out and icy. There's always crashes. But in the winter months, we tend to see a lot more due to the weather. A lot of times people think they're going to make their time up on the road, sleep in a little bit later, and now they're driving a little bit faster than what the conditions on the road will allow them to. So now we have a crash. There's a lot of factors that go into a crash. A lot of people say, what happens if I'm involved in a crash?
Right.
Number one thing is, if you can, pull your vehicles off the road. Because if you're on the interstate, cars aren't going to stop. They're going to keep traveling. So if you can, move your vehicle safely off the road and then call 911 and we'll have a trooper come out and we'll investigate that crash. If you cannot move your vehicle because it's disabled in the roadway, you physically get out of the vehicle if you can and get off of that roadway and call 911 so we can get somebody out there immediately so we could shut the lane down and safely remove the vehicle.
Now what happens, and I know this has happened numerous times, where people are traveling and all of a sudden they come across an accident.
Yes.
So let's take one on the interstate. What would someone be able to do in order to help those involved?
Yeah, so there's different levels that somebody can help out with a crash on the interstate. A lot of times people they're trying to get somewhere, or maybe they can't stop. They literally can't stop. Well, then call it in, because maybe it just happened and the people who were involved weren't able to call 911. So call it in and give a good location. I'm traveling southbound at mile marker 155. I saw a crash. 2 cars were pulled off the road. That works for us, because at least we know what happened. We can go, we can investigate. If you decide to pull over, number one, you have to make sure that your vehicle is safely off the road. Even though you're being a good Samaritan, you still have to have your vehicle off the road, because we don't want your vehicle to get hit also. Check for injuries. If you can render any sort of assistance, that's great. Again, if you stop, you pull over, you check on them, you call 911, that's good for us. We appreciate anybody helping out.
And does the same thing apply if you're not on the interstate? Maybe you're on county, city road?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And you know what? Cars are still continuing to travel on these roads. So we always say, pull your vehicle safely off the road as much as you can. Be a good witness, call it in, give good information. If you could render medical aid, please do, if you know what you're doing. Other than that, you can hang out till we get there. We'll get a statement from you, and then you'll be on your way.
All right. Then the other is, And I know you have your crystal ball in your belt over there, so he's going to take it out and tell us how to avoid these accidents.
Well, you know, the biggest thing is keeping your eyes on the road. That's the biggest thing. There's so many distractions nowadays. The radio, the kids screaming and crying in the back seat, right? But what's the biggest one? The phone. That's the biggest distraction, okay? Don't worry about Facebook. Don't worry about social media, text messages. Use a hands-free device when you're in your vehicle so you can still make and receive phone calls without having to look at your phone. Keep it on the seat next to you. It's a huge distraction. It really is. And if you're expecting an email or a text message that's very important, pull over. Pull off the road. Use your phone and then safely get on the road. But honestly, to avoid crashes, you have to have your eyes on the road. You have to be attentive to the road because as a responsible driver, it's our duty to get from point A to B safely. So that's the best advice as far as avoiding crashes. Maintain eyes on the road at all times.
And that goes for any season.
Any season
no
at
matter,
all.
No matters. But in the wintertime, I'm going to guess that you're going to tell me to slow down.
Absolutely. You I tell to slow down all the time. But
no
yes,
matter when.
Absolutely. You know, slow down. You won't have anything to worry about. You won't have to worry about getting pulled over. If you go across ice, you have a better chance of not losing control of your vehicle. Same as goes with snow. Go slow, take it easy, and get where you're going safe.
And that is the best advice that we could ever give all of our viewers. And of course, you're listening to get that good advice from Trooper Anthony Petrosky of the Pennsylvania State Police in Hazleton. And you're hearing it here on Trooper Talk Tuesday on WYLN.
Uh-oh, still stuck slicing slow? That old knife has got to go. Introducing Nutri, the compact handheld speed slicer that cuts up to 10 times quicker than a knife. Watch, you can have one slice or 10 perfect slices at once, or mince a mound of onions and never have time for tears. Nutri comes with the razor-sharp interchangeable stainless steel blades you need to make all of the cuts you want and all incredibly quick. And Nutri comes with a perfect portion container and fresh-keeping lid so you can slice it, seal it, and store it. And now the Nutri with the thin slice, thick slice, wedge, and cube blades. And the slice and store container and lid, a value of over $40, is yours for just $19.99. But wait, order now and we'll even pay the shipping for you. You get the complete Nutri set with blades and container with lids, all for just $19.99 with free shipping. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-641-4016. That's 1-800-641-4016, or go online to NutriChopper.com. Order now.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Ms. Fabergé is leading the way into part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Ms. Fabergé. Ms. Fabergé, how did you get to where you are today, and what steps did you take to achieve those goals?
When you say where I am today, you mean owning Fabergé Follies,
Yes.
just things I'm doing. Well, I was always danced, went to college, did that, got my degree. Then as I got in my 20s, did the performing, as you do. And what happened was my partner, what you would today call a partner, my gentleman friend, who guided me in show business and dancing, got very, very sick. And I knew I was going to need help taking care of him. I said, where do you want to, I'm going to open a dance school now. Because really the dance school is what I like best. I perform and I love it, but I like that dance school. And I said, do you want to open in Miami by your mother or in Hazleton by my mother? He said, Hazleton by yours. I said, well, what will we call it? Fabergé Follies. And that's how Fabergé Follies began. He helped me, guided me, taught me everything I know about production, many great things. Then he passed away. By then I was firmly entrenched in that business, loved it, and then took the reins by myself, and it's been a wonderful ride, and I never wanted to leave.
What are some of your fondest memories over the years with being a dance instructor?
My fondest memories are being with the kids. When you're with the children, see, first when you have the dance school, you think it's because you like to dance. Very nice. But once I got into it, it was the children that I liked. And even though they're young, we share something in life. We love this acrobatics and this dance. So it's being like with your little friends. And all my time, or what I think most fondly of, is being in that studio and bringing them along and helping them discover, sounds trite, but it's true, the power within themselves. And when they start to find that and find their center and who they are as people, that's what I like. Those are my best memories. It's not really about the great competitions. We did a lot of competitions. Things like that are wonderful. It's the people. It's working. I work with wonderful people. Yes, I'm the leader, but boy, do I have a staff. It's all collaboration. Working with Dr. Larry Skinner, 30 years. Miss Gina DeFlore. Miss Ruby McQuaid was great with the acrobatics, Melissa Wilkinson, all of these people. And now I'm working with gals who were students of mine, Miss Madeline Lagenza. It's the relationship with these people and the collaboration, how working together, 1 + 1 = 3. That's what I will remember.
And definitely it's made you a success. Check back tomorrow night as Miss Fabergé continues leading the way into part 3 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.